To my credit, I think I'm like the only 37-year-old out there who has an unironic appreciation of Skibbity Toilet.
Crying all over again reading your messages. It's been an honor. Please delete the video and say it was a joke. Please, please, please. Give us one last theory. Just watched your video. What an incredible journey. Thank you for so many awesome memories. I hope to have the courage, good one day to make the same leap you are. Congratulations, and I know your best times are still ahead. Go enjoy all the family time you can. Please don't leave us, N-word. I think that one encapsulates how I'm feeling the most, to be honest with you. Anyway, all these tweets are referring to MatPat's retirement announcement. MatPat deserves to have his face sculpted into the Mount Rushmore of YouTube, a true OG, one of the GOATs. Yesterday, he dropped a video called Goodbye Internet, and it already has 11 million views in less than 24 hours, where he announces that in March of this year, he will be retiring from YouTube after over 10 years of grinding it out and becoming one of the biggest channels on YouTube. And I want to watch this video with you guys today, possibly shed some tears in the process, so grab your tissues and let's just get into it.
It's not clickbait. On March 9th, I'll be hosting my last Theory episode, at which point I'll be handing off the channels to someone else.
Hey man, if you don't want it, I'll take it off your hands, you know. Look, I'm a good guy. When people have junk they want to throw out, such as a YouTube channel with 20 million subscribers, I'm just the kind of guy that'll swoop in and take it off their hands. Completely free of charge, might I add. Just slide the email and password, and yeah, man, I'll steer the ship from now on.
Forgive me, by the way, if I'm a little bit more disorganized than usual. Normally, I would want to script out something like this pretty precisely. But with an announcement like this, I wanted to bring it back to just us. There's no one else in the room, there's no teleprompters, there's no nothing. It's just the way that this whole thing started. It's a conversation between us.
Matthew, don't do this to me right now. You can't do this. I will say, though, time does fly by so fast. Like, in the blink of an eye, it went from me watching this guy talk about Five Nights at Freddy's lore, making sense of the FNAF timeline was at the top of my list of priorities, and now I have to pay taxes. What the fuck?
This was our baby. This channel has been going for 13 years. I think in total it's somewhere around like 1,200 theories.
If you are younger than the Game Theorist's YouTube channel, I don't want to hear your opinions on anything. If game theory was on this earth before you, stop talking. Go learn multiplication and division. MatPat owns you, lil bro.
And only half of those are FNAF. Shocking. I know, we actually did stuff that wasn't FNAF related. But this has been a literal third of my life. And I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss this.
Just jumping in right here as a safety net so you don't start profusely crying and getting tears all over your phone screen. So, yeah, I'll be out in just a second. Just doing you a favor. I'm just diffusing some of the tension right now. Okay, we're good.
That's why over the last couple years, we've been staffing up so much. That's why we partnered with a larger company to help run the channels. That's why we've been spending so much time outside of this box, training up the team to make the best videos that they can.
Thank God he's not going the Kwebbelkop route of leaving YouTube behind and having an AI come in to replicate his voice and replace him. I think I'd make a battery acid smoothie for breakfast tomorrow if I heard that news. Luckily though, he has like 5 channels at this point. He has game theory, film theory, food theory, and style theory. And as he mentioned, he has over 40 employees overseeing these operations, and I think the quality of the content will remain the same, which is of course it being high quality content that you can watch. But MatPat no longer being the face of it is a drastic change, and for us who watched him a lot growing up, yeah, it's definitely gonna not be the same.
For as much as I love you, and I love overthinking things, and I love theorizing, I don't love late nights. I don't love the fact that Steph and I have been work first for over a decade, where I'm sitting down at dinner with my best friend, and we're talking about business logistics. Or we're talking about animatronic toes. I miss the days where I could just sit down on the couch with her and play video games, and it's not for content.
Okay, this is starting to make a lot more sense now. You're free now, Matthew. Go be with your family, lil bro. This guy has been in, I think, 3 or 4 different YouTube rewinds back when they were doing those. He's contributed more to YouTube culture than I think more people would even realize. And you could say this is like S-tier glazing right now. Okay, you got me. I'm glazing MatPat, but this is the final glaze. This is one last glaze for the road, okay? Go be with your wife and kids. We won't take it personally.
So that's a big reason. That was a big one right there. But also just the internet's changing. My life has changed in the last 13 years. I mentioned Dolly before. He's the coolest little dude, and he's getting older by the minute. And I watch him, and he is so much fun, and he is so much smarter than I was when I was his age. He also probably knows the FNAF lore better than I do.
Wait, what? This guy's kid drew this? Isn't his son 5 years old? Wait, tell me why this kid is actually goated. This kid's gifted as hell. Like, I'm sorry, but Matthew, you might have to ask the school district to bump him up a grade. Not that this drawing would tell us anything about how he's performing in school, but I got a feeling this kid has a really high IQ.
Which is a problem that I should probably address at some point. But honestly, I want to be able to spend more time with him. Another sad fact of the matter is I'm getting older. I'm 37 now. The other day, I actually had to Google my own age. And you know that when you have to start like doing math in your head to calculate how old you are over the hill, my friends. Though to be fair, to my credit, I think I'm like the only 37-year-old out there who has an unironic appreciation of Skibbity Toilet.
I take it all back. CPS, come get this kid.
Then again, maybe that's the problem, right? Like, maybe that's not a good thing.
All right, you can have your kid back. That was good self-awareness. Real talk, though. Y'all think MatPat be watching Skibbity Toilet with his son for entertainment? That father-son bonding over the Skibbity Toilet attack episode?
Pull up videos of all my favorite creators, and I watch them, and all of a sudden I start hearing people just casually dropping, "That's just a theory."
It's just a theory, a game theory.
Now this is just a theory, people.
At the end of the day, it's just a game theory.
That's just a theory. A Freebirds theory.
Also a lot of lore, so if you're a big theory head, proceed at your own risk.
I did not know about this theory.
That's a theory.
That right there, that is incredible. That's the note that I want to leave on.
Sorry, guys. All I heard was because that was the goat speaking. Here's my theory, because, hey, we're doing theories now. Someone's got to take his role. MatPat retires at the same time that the Epstein flight logs are coming out. Sus? Anyone thinking that's a little suspicious? Matthew, were you popping bottles with Jeffrey? Be honest. I mean, hey, everybody makes mistakes, but best to come forward and admit it before we find out, because we will know, Matthew.
But that obviously begs the question of, like, what happens to the channels? Well, for the next 10 weeks, we're going to have ourselves a big old going away party. If Unis Annus taught us anything, it taught us that you probably shouldn't use urine for a personal sauna.
What is blood waffling about? You see, I don't know these references, so to me it just sounds like he's saying straight gibberish. Like, don't use urine in a sauna moment. Like, okay, I won't use urine in a sauna. I get what you're saying, but I also feel like there's something more there.
So I have 9 theories left on each of the channels, but we're going to call them MatPat's Final 10 because that just sounds better. At which point then on March 9th, we're going to have that big going away celebration, MatPat's Final Theory, and I just dust away. When I go out at this point, I am recognized at least 5 times. It's crazy. It's a really high number at this point. And it's a fascinating split because 50% of the time it's like, oh my gosh, you're MatPat. You were my childhood. I loved watching your FNAF theories. And I'm always like, well, you know, FNAF's still going. And they're like, what? No way. And we talk about the new game and it's always really fun. But the other half is, oh my gosh, you're MatPat. You are my childhood. I'm watching you right now. I loved your most recent theory. That's awesome. That's such an honor. I have been so honored to be a part of all of your lives. But I think it's time for someone else to have that honor. I think it's time for someone else to get to ruin some childhoods. And that just kind of leaves us with one final question, right? Which is, what about me? You know, where do I go? Do I just retire to a beach somewhere? Do I whip a nene off into the distance? No. I'll still be here. Obviously, first off, we've got our final 10 episodes, like I said, so that's, well, it wasn't 10 episodes. However many episodes are left between now and March 9th, we got those. I'm going to be on GT Live from now until the foreseeable future, probably until the end of the summer. That feels about right. And then we have the big going away video on March 9th. After that, I, stand aside as Santi, Lee, Amy, and Tom step up and take over the hosting role.
So yeah, he pretty much explains that he's passing the torch on to some of his employees, and the brand is going to outlive him while he spends time more with his family. And honestly, this is kind of a beautiful ending. I don't really know if there's another way you could write this to where it's like any better for all parties. Sounds like his employees are going to benefit a lot from this, and he's going to get what he wants. So I think it's great. And he mentions that there's a new wave of kids who are going to enjoy his content in a way that the previous generations have. And yeah, it's kind of beautiful, kind of cinematic. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe and leave a like if you haven't yet already. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. I'm not going to do the, hey, that's just a theory, a game theory line, because that'd just be too predictable. I'll see you guys all in the next one, though. Goodbye.